Imagine waking up tomorrow completely unshakable. No anxiety pulling you backward, no chaos dragging you off your path. Only a deep, silent strength rising from within, the kind Marcus Aurelius carried into the heart of an empire. But here's the truth: that strength wasn't a gift, and it wasn't destiny. It was a practice, a morning ritual he returned to every single day. Now imagine yourself practicing the same ritual. Imagine opening your eyes each morning with clarity instead of confusion, purpose instead of distraction, courage instead of fear. Because when you begin your day the stoic way, the world no longer controls your spirit. Your emotions stop ruling your decisions. You become grounded, deliberate, immovable. Today you're going to learn 5 stoic morning meditation techniques inspired directly by the writings and habits of Marcus Aurelius himself. Techniques simple enough to begin tomorrow, yet powerful enough to reshape the course of your life. Take a breath, and let's step into the morning of a stoic. Technique 1, the view from above, reset. Imagine this: you open your eyes at dawn, and for a moment, everything feels heavy. Notifications are waiting. Responsibilities are piling up. Your mind begins racing before your feet even touch the floor. But wait, before the storm takes over, sit up, breathe in, and rise above it. This is where the Stoic technique, the view from above, begins. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Look down from above on the countless things of human life." He believed that gaining a higher perspective shrinks anything that overwhelms us. And he practiced this while leading an empire under constant threat. If he could do it under pressure, imagine what it can do for you. Now take a slow breath with me. In, 2, 3. Out, 2, 3. Good. Here's where the story deepens. Picture yourself floating upward gently first, rising above your room, seeing the bed, the desk, the objects that felt important just moments ago. Then you continue rising above your home, your street, your entire city. Your worries look smaller now, like tiny dots fading behind you. Now go higher above your country, above continents, until the earth becomes a small blue sphere beneath your feet. From here, the noise disappears, the panic evaporates, the emotional storms lose their grip. Say it with me: I am more than my worries. This technique works because your brain is wired to exaggerate threats. According to cognitive studies, when stressed, the amygdala increases emotional intensity by up to 40%, making problems feel bigger than they truly are. But perspective, true perspective, neutralizes that effect almost instantly. Reset moment: breath in and let go. Hold still. Repeat. What feels big is small from above. Now let me give you a real example. NASA astronauts often experience something called the overview effect. When they see Earth from space, their anxiety drops dramatically, replaced by clarity and calm. You don't need a spaceship. This stoic practice gives you the same effect from your mind alone. Here's your daily exercise. Each morning, spend 60 seconds imagining your consciousness rising above your life. Then ask yourself, does this worry matter in the grand design of my existence? Most of the time, the answer is no. And that no is liberation. As Marcus Aurelius said, the universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. When you rise above your problems, you reclaim authority over your thoughts. Now breathe again, one deep inhale, and release. Feel the shift inside you. Feel the calm building. Because this is only the first technique. And if gaining perspective can already change your morning, imagine what happens when you learn how to anticipate the day like a stoic commander. Technique 2, morning premeditatio. Anticipate the day technique. 2 begins in the quiet moment before your day truly starts, a moment Marcus Aurelius believed was more powerful than the day itself. He wrote, "Today, you will meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, envious, and unsocial. Not as a complaint, but as preparation, a mental shield forged at dawn." Now imagine this scene. You wake up still half asleep, but already sensing the weight of the day ahead. A difficult coworker, a conversation you've been avoiding, a deadline that feels impossible. Most people stumble blindly into these challenges, but not you, not anymore. Because today you practice premeditatio. Take a slow breath with me. In, 2, 3. Out, 2, 3. Good. This is your first reset. Premeditatio is simple yet profound. Spend 60 seconds anticipating the obstacles you may encounter. Picture them clearly: the irritation, the stress, the unpredictability. Now here comes the twist. You're not imagining these problems to feel worse. You're imagining them so they lose their power. Modern psychology calls this affective forecasting. Studies show that when we mentally prepare for emotional challenges, anxiety decreases by up to 30%, and our emotional recovery becomes significantly faster. Marcus Aurelius intuitively understood this thousands of years ago. Say it with me: if I expect it, I cannot be shaken by it. Imagine Marcus walking through the Roman camp at dawn. Soldiers are tense. Messengers bring troubling news. Yet his mind is calm, not because life is easy, but because nothing surprises him. He has rehearsed the day before living it. Reset moment. Take a breath again. Feel the grounding in your body. Repeat softly: I will respond with wisdom, not emotion. Now let's go deeper. Premeditatio isn't pessimism. It's emotional armor crafted not to avoid life, but to move through it with strength. Here's your daily morning drill. Identify 3 potential challenges. Acknowledge your emotional reaction without judgment. Choose your stoic response: calm, patience, clarity. Example: if someone irritates you, your prepared response might be, they suffer from their own ignorance. I remain steady. A direct reflection of Marcus Aurelius' words. When you wake up, remember that your real task is to be a good human being. Another reset. Deep breath in, slow exhale. Now imagine finishing this exercise with a sense of quiet power. The day ahead may still be chaotic, but you are no longer fragile in front of it. You walk into your challenges like a commander who has already won half the battle simply by anticipating it. And here's the final insight. Premeditatio doesn't eliminate obstacles, it eliminates your fear of them. As we move forward, prepare yourself, because Technique 3 takes this inner preparation to an even deeper level, aligning you with the highest version of yourself. Let's continue. Technique 3, align with your highest self technique. 3 is the heart of Stoic transformation, because it asks a question most people never dare to ask themselves. Who is the highest version of me, and how do I live as that person today? Marcus Aurelius asked himself this every morning. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Now imagine this moment: you stand in front of the mirror at dawn, not to judge your appearance, but to meet your true self. Not the version shaped by fear, stress, or expectation, but the version shaped by principles, virtue, and clarity. Breathe with me in 2, 3, out 2, 3. This is your grounding. Here's a secret most people never realize. Your brain is constantly making micro-decisions based on identity. According to behavioral research, over 40% of daily actions are controlled by subconscious identity-based habits. Meaning, if you don't consciously choose the identity you live by, your past, your fears, and other people will choose it for you. But Stoics refuse to live unconsciously. So here's the technique. Each morning ask, what is the right thing for me to do today? Not what is easy, not what is convenient, but what aligns with your highest self. Marcus Aurelius described this alignment as a return to reason, a reconnection to the part of the soul that refuses to be corrupted by emotion or external pressure. Reset moment. Breathe, inhale, purpose. Exhale, distraction. Say it with me. I act from my higher self, not my impulses. Now let's go deeper. Imagine 2 versions of yourself standing side by side. One is the default self, reactive, tired, emotional. The other is the higher self, calm, disciplined, wise. Every action you take is a vote for one of them. James Clear in Atomic Habits echoes this Stoic truth. Every action you take is a vote for the person you wish to become. The Stoics taught this long before modern behavior science. Now visualize this. Your higher self places a hand on your shoulder. He or she whispers, choose the action that honors who you truly are. And suddenly, decisions become easier, not because life is easier, but because you are clearer. Another reset. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Now here's your daily practice. Each morning, write 1 sentence describing your highest self. Choose 1 specific action that aligns with that identity. Carry it into your day as a non-negotiable Stoic vow. Example, highest self, I am calm under pressure. Action, I respond slowly and thoughtfully to stress. Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. When your identity is strong, obstacles no longer push you off. Course, they sharpen you. Take another breath. Feel your highest self rising, because the next technique 4 will teach you how to let go of what you cannot control, the skill that made Stoics nearly unreachable by anxiety. Let's continue. Technique 4, focus on what you can control. Technique 4 is the turning point in your Stoic journey. The moment you step out of the chaos of life and into the clarity of your own power. It begins with something simple. Hold out your hand. Imagine placing today's worries in your palm, the conversations you fear, the deadlines pressing on your chest, the uncertainty that keeps you awake at night. Now breathe in, 2, 3, out, 2, 3, and gently separate those worries into 2 groups, what you can control and what you cannot. This distinction is one of the pillars of Stoicism. Epictetus wrote, some things are in our control and others are not. Marcus Aurelius expanded on it. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Yet most people spend 90% of their emotional energy on things they cannot control. Other people's opinions, unexpected outcomes, traffic, mistakes, the past, the future. Psychologists call this the locus of control. Studies show that people with an internal locus of control have lower stress levels, better emotional resilience, and a greater sense of life satisfaction. Stoics knew this long before science confirmed it. Reset, breathe again, slow, steady. Now whisper, I release what I cannot control. Feel the weight lifting, just a little. Picture this story. Marcus Aurelius receives troubling news. Enemy forces approaching, political betrayal, disease spreading through the empire. He cannot control any of these events directly, but he can control his judgment, his response, his duty. So he writes, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. His focus is razor sharp, not on the storm, but on the helm of the ship he steers. Another reset, inhale, exhale, say it with me. I control my actions, not the outcome. Now let's go deeper. When you cling to things you cannot control, you divide your mind, weaken your focus, and invite anxiety into every corner of your thoughts. But when you return to what is in your control, your breath, your choices, your discipline, your character, you become unshakable. Here's your daily Stoic exercise. Write down 3 worries. Label each one. Control or no control. For the no control column, release them with a single sentence. This is not mine to carry. For the control column, choose one small action to take today. Example, you cannot control someone's reaction, but you can control your integrity. You cannot control uncertainty, but you can control preparation. The Stoics simplified anxiety into a manageable formula. A return to agency. Reset again. Deep breath in, slow breath out. And now comes the powerful secret. Once you master this technique, life stops feeling like something happening to you and starts feeling like something happening through you. Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. And when your thoughts stay focused on what you can control, your inner strength becomes untouchable. Take one last breath, because Technique 5 will open the final gate of Stoic mastery, the gratitude for impermanence, a principle that transforms fear into purpose. Let's continue. Technique 5, gratitude for impermanence. Technique 5 brings us to the most profound truth of Stoicism, a truth so powerful that it can reshape how you see every moment of your life. It begins with a single realization. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is permanent. And that is why everything matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Not to frighten you, but to wake you up. Imagine this. It's early morning. Your room is still dim. Your heart beats steady. Your breath warm in the cool air. And suddenly, a quiet awareness washes over you. This moment is a gift, fragile and fleeting, yet infinitely meaningful. Take a slow breath with me. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. This is your reset. Gratitude in Stoicism isn't a feel-good exercise. It's a form of strength, a sharpening of perspective. Modern studies from the Greater Good Science Center show that practicing morning gratitude increases emotional resilience by 25 to 30%, lowers cortisol, and boosts long-term happiness far more than external achievements. The Stoics understood this long before research proved it. Say it with me. I am grateful because this moment will not return. Now let me tell you a story. Imagine Marcus Aurelius walking through the camp at sunset after a brutal battle. He sees wounded soldiers, hears the soft crying of survivors, and he writes that night, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. While you live, while you can, be good." He understood impermanence not as tragedy, but as urgency for virtue, urgency for presence. Reset again. Deep breath. Feel your chest expand. Let the breath fall away. Impermanence doesn't make life sad. It makes life precious. The fact that mornings are limited makes each morning meaningful. The fact that time slips through your fingers makes every choice you make today significant. Here's your Stoic morning exercise. Place your hand on your heart. Feel the rhythm. Acknowledge, this beat is not promised, yet it is given. List 3 things, simple things, you are grateful for today: the breath in your lungs, someone you love, the opportunity to begin again. This shifts your spirit from scarcity to appreciation, from fear to purpose. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." And when you truly internalize this, your inner strength stops being theoretical. It becomes unbreakable. Reset one final time. In, 2, 3. Out, 2, 3. Feel gratitude grounding your mind, softening your anxieties, aligning you with your deepest values. And now you've reached the final technique of this Stoic morning ritual. 5 practices that strengthen your mind, your spirit, and your sense of purpose. But before we conclude, there is one last invitation. Carry these techniques into your life, not as ideas, but as a daily practice. Because inner strength isn't found in a moment, it is forged every morning. Let's continue to your final transformation. Imagine ending this meditation, opening your eyes, and stepping into your day with the same calm power Marcus Aurelius carried into the chaos of an empire. Not because life is easier, but because you are stronger. These 5 techniques are not theory. They are a daily path to inner strength, resilience, and clarity. If you want more Stoic meditations, ancient wisdom, and daily strength rituals to elevate your mind and your life, like this video, subscribe to the Making Life Better channel, and share it with someone who needs calm, focus, and direction today. And before you leave, I want you to anchor this transformation with a single word. A word that captures the essence of Stoic mastery. A word Marcus Aurelius lived by. Comment the word unshakable. Let it be a declaration, a reminder, a promise to yourself. Return to this meditation tomorrow morning and every morning to build the unshakable mind of a Stoic.